Hey y'all, today I'll be sharing a tutorial for this quick and easy crochet bucket hat. Instructions for both the child size and the adult size are included in this tutorial, so check out the timestamps in the description so you only watch the parts that apply to you. I've labeled this project as Easy Plus because of the decorative band on the hat. It can be a little tricky if you're new to crochet, so I wouldn't recommend this project to a total beginner. If you've made a few projects successfully though, then this project shouldn't be too difficult. It's made up of mostly single crochets with just that small trickier section. For this project, you'll need one skein of worsted weight yarn. The child size uses approximately 118 yards or 108 meters, and the adult size uses approximately 219 yards or 200 meters. Many different types of fiber content will work, but you'll want to choose something with a bit of structure, so cotton or wool would be good, but bamboo probably wouldn't. For the adult size, I'll be using Cascade Friday Harbor yarn, which is a merino wool and silk blend. I really like this yarn for this project because it gives enough structure so the brim doesn't fall flat, but it's not so structured that the hat feels stiff. I also like the added warmth this yarn provides, since I usually wear this hat during the colder months. For the child size, I'll be using Lily's Sugar and Cream yarn, which is a 100% cotton yarn. This yarn makes a much more structured hat than the Friday Harbor yarn, and since it's cotton, it's probably a bit better for warmer weather. I've also tested out 100% acrylic yarn and a wool blend, which all give slightly different results, but in my opinion are all great in their own way. So it's really up to your preference what fiber content you want to use for this project. You'll also need a crochet hook. I'll be using a 5.5mm hook today, and we'll measure our hats after a few rows to ensure they're the correct size, so you'll have the opportunity to adjust your hook size early on if your tension is different than mine. Next, you'll need a stitch marker to mark the end of each round. This bucket hat is worked continuously in the round, meaning that we won't join our rounds together with a slip stitch. Instead, we'll crochet from one round right into the next, so we need a stitch marker to designate where one round ends and another begins. Then the only other things you'll need are a darning needle, scissors, and a ruler or tape measure. Now let's go over the stitches and abbreviations you'll need to know for this pattern. Chain, slip stitch, magic circle, single crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet, increase, stitch or stitches, beginning, and round. The child size hat fits heads that measure between 16 and 19 inches or 40.5 and 48.5 centimeters. The total length is 7 inches or 18 centimeters, and the brim length is 2.25 inches or 6 centimeters. The adult size hat fits heads that measure between 20 and 24 inches or 51 and 61 centimeters. The total length is 8.75 inches or 22 centimeters, and the brim length is 2.75 inches or 7 centimeters. The final thing I wanted to mention before we get into this tutorial is I have a written PDF pattern for this bucket hat available on both my Etsy shop and my Ko-fi page. It includes step-by-step instructions and photos to guide you through the whole process. Purchasing the pattern helps me continue making patterns and tutorials for y'all, so if you'd prefer to follow that or you'd just like to have it to supplement this video, then you can find the link in the description. Thank you in advance for supporting my work. So with all that, let's get started. So to start, we're going to make a magic circle, and this applies to both sizes. We're going to make a magic circle and chain 1 to secure. Then we'll put 6 single crochets into our magic circle. Then grab the tail of your magic circle and pull it tight. Then grab your stitch marker and place it in the final stitch of your round. That will just help us keep track of where our rounds start and end so that we don't get lost, since we're going to be crocheting continuously around and around and around. We aren't going to slip stitch into the beginning of the round and then chain. We're just working right into the next round. So for round 2, we're going to place an increase in each stitch. So single crochet into the first stitch, and then single crochet into that same stitch again. So there's 2 stitches in that first stitch. Now move on to the next stitch, single crochet, and then place another single crochet in that same stitch. And just do that all the way around. Then when I come to the last stitch of the round, I like to just take my stitch marker out, place my increase there, and put my stitch marker back in the final stitch of the round. So at the end of round 2, you should have a total of 12 stitches. For round 3, we're going to place a single crochet in the next stitch, and then in the next stitch, place an increase. Then a single crochet, then an increase. And you're just going to do that all the way around. So then at the end of round 3, you should have a total of 18 stitches. Then for round 4, we're going to place 2 single crochets. So 1, and then in the next stitch, place another, and then an increase. 2 single crochets, and then an increase. And do that all the way around. So then at the end of round 4, you should have a total of 24 stitches. For round 5, we'll single crochet 3, and then increase. Single crochet 3, and then increase. And just do that all the way around. And at the end of round 5, you should have a total of 30 stitches. So at this point, you've probably noticed a pattern. We did single crochets, then we did increases all around, and then we did 1 single crochet, then an increase. Then we did 2 single crochets, and then an increase. Then we did 3 single crochets, and then an increase. So next up, we'll do 4 single crochets and then an increase. But with this next round, round 6, we're actually going to break up those 4 single crochets a little bit so that we can fix this weird kind of hexagonal shape that we're seeing right here. You see we're getting these little corners, and we want to fix that. We want this to just be a circle. We don't want any harsh corners. So the way to fix that is we'll start with 2 single crochets, then we'll do an increase, and then we'll do 4 single crochets, and then an increase. We'll do 4 single crochets again, then an increase, and we'll keep repeating that all the way around until we have 2 stitches left, and then we'll just single crochet 2, and that will complete our single crochet 2 that we made at the beginning to make a total of 4 single crochets in a row. So you see I started with a single crochet 2 and I ended with a single crochet 2, so we still have 4 single crochets next to each other in between the increases. So we did repeat that single crochet 4 increase pattern all the way around. We just broke it up a little bit in the beginning of the round because that helps round out those corners that we were starting to see to help this stay in a circular shape. And at the end of round 6, we should have a total of 36 stitches. So for round 7, we're going to do 5 single crochets, because in round 6 we did 4, so for round 7, we'll do 5. then increase. 5 single crochets, and increase, and just repeat that all the way around. And at the end of round 7, you should have a total of 42 stitches. So now for round 8, we're going to do our pattern of single crochet 6, increase all the way around, but since it's an even number of single crochets in a row, we're going to split it up. So we're going to start with 3 single crochets, increase, then 6 single crochets, increase, and you'll just repeat that all the way around until you have 3 stitches left. You'll single crochet 3, and that will complete that first single crochet 3 that you made at the beginning to create 6 single crochets in a row. So then at the end of round 8, you should have a total of 48 stitches. So at this point, we are going to measure our circle to make sure that our gauge is correct. This is very important. You must do this. If you don't do this, then your hat might not fit you in the end, and that would be terrible because you've done all this work and then your hat doesn't fit you. So grab a ruler or tape measure and measure across your circle. And your circle should measure about 4 inches or 10 centimeters across at this point. If it does not, then you need to unravel your project and then change your hook size or your tension to fix that so that your circle does measure 4 inches or 10 centimeters across. So for round 9, we're going to single crochet 7, and then increase. Single crochet 7, and then increase. And just repeat that all the way around. And at the end of round 9, you should have a total of 54 stitches. All right, this section is for the child size only. So for round 10, we're going to single crochet in every stitch of the round. And at the end of round 10, you should still have 54 stitches. So for round 11, we're going to single crochet 4, increase, single crochet 8, increase, then single crochet 8, increase, single crochet 8, increase, repeat that around until you have 4 stitches left, then single crochet 4. So at the end of round 11, you should have a total of 60 stitches. Now for rounds 12 through 14, we're just going to place a single crochet in every stitch of the round. So I'll meet back up with y'all at the end of round 14. Once you're at the end of round 14, slip stitch into the beginning of the round. So at this point, if you're making the child size, then you can go ahead and skip to the decorative band section. Now this part is for the adult size only. For round 10, you're going to single crochet 4, increase, single crochet 8, increase, then single crochet 8, increase, single crochet 8, increase, repeat that around until you have 4 stitches left, then single crochet 4. At the end of round 10, you should have a total of 60 stitches. Then for round 11, we'll single crochet 9, increase, and repeat that all the way around. At the end of round 11, you should have a total of 66 stitches. Now for round 12, we're just going to place a single crochet in every single stitch. At the end of round 12, you should still have 66 stitches. Now for round 13, we're going to single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 10, increase, then you'll single crochet 10, increase, single crochet 10, increase, repeat that around until you have 5 stitches left, then single crochet 5. So at the end of round 13, you should have a total of 72 stitches. Now for rounds 14 through 19, we're just going to place a single crochet in each stitch of the round. So I will meet up with y'all again at the end of round 19. Then when you get to the end of round 19, you're going to slip stitch into the beginning of the round. And you should have a total of 72 stitches. So now we can move on to the decorative band section, and this section applies to both sizes. So if you're working on the child size, then this applies to you as well. We're going to chain 2, and this counts as our first double crochet stitch of the round. And then we're just going to place a double crochet in every stitch of the round. So at the end of round 1, the child size should have 60 stitches and the adult size should have 72 stitches. And remember to count this first chain 2 that we made as the first stitch of the round. Now for round 2, we're just going to place a single crochet in every stitch of the round. So single crochet in the top of the chain 2, and then single crochet in every stitch. Now for round 3, we're going to start with a front post double crochet, and we're going to work it into this first round of double crochets that we made. So to do that, yarn over, bring your hook behind the chain 2 and then out the front, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that is your first front post double crochet. Now we'll make a double crochet in the next stitch, this time working in our row of single crochets. Now we're going to make another front post double crochet. We're going to skip this double crochet because we already made a double crochet in the single crochet just above it. So we'll work in this one. Again, just go behind the stitch and then out the front, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then make a double crochet in the next single crochet. And now we'll make another front post double crochet. We're going to skip this double crochet because we just worked in the single crochet right above it, and we'll work in this one. So go behind, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now another double crochet in the next single crochet stitch. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around, and you should end on a double crochet stitch in the stitch where your stitch marker is. And the child size should still have 60 stitches and the adult size should still have 72 stitches. So I would suggest counting your stitches at this point because alternating between the front post double crochet and the double crochet in different rows can get a little confusing, especially if you've never done this before, and it's really easy to mess up. So definitely go back and count your stitches to make sure that you have the correct amount, and make sure that you ended on a double crochet in your single crochet round. Now for round 4, we're just going to place a single crochet in every stitch. Now for round 5, we're going to be alternating between double crochets and front post double crochets again, but this time we're going to start with a double crochet. So working in this round of single crochets, place a double crochet in the first stitch. So now we're going to make a front post double crochet, and we're going to be working in this round of double crochets right below our round of single crochets that we just made. And this round should be a little bit easier than round 3 because we can very easily tell which double crochet stitch we're going to be making our front post double crochet around. So you see how we have these 2 front post double crochets here? We're going to be working in the double crochet in between them. So yarn over, bring your hook behind that double crochet and out the front, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there we have our first front post double crochet of round 5. Now we'll make a double crochet in the next single crochet stitch, and now we'll make another front post double crochet, and we're going to be working in this double crochet that is between these 2 front post double crochets. Now we'll make another double crochet in the next single crochet stitch and another front post double crochet. Double crochet, front post double crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, this time ending on a front post double crochet. Alright, so make sure you ended on a front post double crochet. If you're doing the child size, make sure you have 60 stitches, and if you're doing the adult size, make sure you have 72 stitches. Now for round 6, we're going to place a single crochet in every stitch of the round. Now we'll be working on the brim, and we're going to start with the child size only. So first thing is single crochet 2, then increase, single crochet 3, then increase, then single crochet 2, increase, single crochet 3, and increase. And you're going to repeat that all the way around until you have 1 stitch left. Then single crochet 1 in the last stitch of the round. And you should have a total of 77 stitches. Now for round 2, single crochet in every stitch of the round. And at the end of round 2, you should still have 77 stitches. Now for round 3, we're going to start with a single crochet 3, then increase, single crochet 6, then increase, then single crochet 6, increase, single crochet 6, increase. Do that all the way around until you have 3 stitches left, then single crochet in the last 3 stitches. At the end of round 3, you should have a total of 88 stitches. Now for round 4, single crochet in every stitch of the round. At the end of round 4, you should still have a total of 88 stitches. Now for round 5, we're going to single crochet 7, then increase, And just repeat that all the way around. At the end of round 5, you should have a total of 99 stitches. Now for rounds 6 through 8, you're going to single crochet in every stitch of the round, and once you're done with round 8, you can move on to finishing. Now we'll move on to the brim for the adult size only. So we're going to start with a single crochet 2, increase, single crochet 3, increase, then we'll just repeat that. So single crochet 2, increase, single crochet 3, and increase. And you'll just repeat that all the way around until you have 2 stitches left. Then you'll single crochet 2 to finish out the round. At the end of round 1, you should have a total of 92 stitches. Now for round 2, we're going to place a single crochet in every stitch of the round. And at the end of round 2, you should still have a total of 92 stitches. Now for round 3, we're going to start with a single crochet 4, increase, then single crochet 8, increase, then single crochet 8, increase, single crochet 8, increase. Do that all the way around until you have 6 stitches left. Once you have 6 stitches left, single crochet 6 to finish out the round. And at the end of round 3, you should have a total of 103 stitches. Now for round 4, single crochet in every stitch of the round. And at the end of round 4, you should still have 103 stitches. Now for round 5, single crochet 9, increase, then single crochet 9, increase, single crochet 9, increase. Repeat that all the way around until you have 2 stitches left, then single crochet 2 to finish out the round. At the end of round 5, you should have a total of 112 stitches. Now for round 6, we're going to single crochet in every stitch of the round. At the end of round 6, you should still have 112 stitches. Now for round 7, single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 10, then increase, single crochet 10, increase. Repeat that all the way around until you have 7 stitches left. Once you have 7 stitches left, single crochet 7 to finish out the round. And at the end of round 7, you should have a total of 122 stitches. Now for rounds 8 through 11, single crochet in every stitch of the round. At the end of round 11, you should still have a total of 122 stitches. Now we can move on to the finishing section, and this section is for both sizes, so if you're making the child size, then just follow all of these steps. For step 1, we're going to slip stitch in every stitch of the round. Once you're done slip stitching all the way around, you can cut your yarn, leaving a tail that's a couple inches long. And then pull your yarn tail through your final slip stitch, just out the center like that. Thread your yarn tail through a darning needle. Then we are going to skip this stitch. This is the first slip stitch we made, and we're going to work in the second slip stitch. We're going to bring our darning needle through the side, through both loops and out the other side, pull it through, and then we're going to bring our darning needle back through the center of our final slip stitch that we made. So through the center and then back out the other side so that we can weave in this tail and it won't be seen. As you can see, this type of finish is much more invisible than if we were to chain one and fasten off. This makes your slip stitches look like they just keep going around and around with no discernible end. Now for step 3, just weave in all of your ends and you'll be finished. This is the adult size all finished, and here is the child size all finished. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, then remember to give it a like and consider subscribing for more crochet tutorials. Thank you so much to my channel members. Your support means so much to me and really keeps this channel going. Remember that if you're a channel member, you have access to an exclusive discount code for my entire Etsy shop, so be sure to use that if you plan on purchasing the pattern. If you'd like to become a member and get access to special perks, including the exclusive discount code, then you can click the join button down below or find the link in the description. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!